And we're back. So, as we jump scenes to the archives, yeah, you basically walk in. You have like the guards at the gate recognize you as you approach. Now you guys have been here so often, they don't even like ask you for identification anymore. They know who you are.
Woohoo.
How do we go about finding a secret entrance?
Well, there's two ways we can go. We can see if it's in the books, or we can go for a more human approach. Well, I guess there's a third option of simply looking through the entire place, but that seems a little...
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sounds like it would take a while.
That sounds like a plan C.
Yeah, that's if all else fails.
And I would honestly say plan A is books.
Well, actually, wouldn't we just ask about if there's an entrance to the catacombs here? And like,
Well...
if they like deny it, then it's probably best to keep it secret.
Well, they might not want to tell just anybody, but we can try.
It's not. I don't think it's gonna hurt us.
Alright.
I hope so.
Okay.
I guess that leaves me to do the asking.
Yeah, you'd probably be better off asking.
Alrighty.
I will assist you as much as I can, but
Of course.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
look.
So, you walk up to the desk.
Yep. Excuse me. So, I heard stories that there's like, that there's sort of catacombs underneath the city, and, that there might be sort of different entrances everywhere, and I heard that there might be one sort of underneath or somewhere in this library. Is that true?
The guy at the desk sort of he nods as you're sort of saying this and sort of says, was true, yes.
What happened to it?
Well, as far as I'm aware, they were sealed off quite some time ago. There used to be levels upon levels of archives under this, but they were all cleared out and brought up here. And I believe the lower chambers have since been sealed. Still goes down quite a ways, though.
Wow.
Wait, so it's not it's only sealed at the entrance to the catacomb?
Look, it's probably easier if I show you. And he pulls, like basically like a what's it called? Like a plan of the building and puts it in front of you. And he sort of says, we're here, and he points to like a layer in the middle. And he counts like 3 levels down, and he says, these are the layers that are still in use. They're the sealed archives. They tend to be for items of history that tend to be kept sort of more under a lock and key. Things that are not for consumption by the general public. Dangerous information and such. Below that, and he sort of indicates the next couple of layers, these chambers used to contain a great deal of our records room, which we've since moved upwards into the tower, and he sort of taps on the room. Vondal, you were up there. Oh no, sorry, Grim, you were up there previously when you were looking for the records.
Oh, yeah.
So you recognise where he's pointing. And he sort of says, yes, these used to be the record rooms, but they're the only access way to that is sealed away behind a big metal door. Like nobody's been down there for quite some time. In fact, I think they threw away the key when it was locked up.
Wow. That is very useful to know. Wait, but like so if anybody wants to go down there, they would have to go through the forbidden stuff. Isn't that a little impractical?
Well, not really, because people generally don't go down there.
Yeah, I guess that is true.
I don't think anybody's been down here since I've worked here, and I've worked here for 2-3 years now.
Okay. Yeah, that is quite some time. Well, I guess that's not that big of an issue then.
I don't even know how long before I came here it was sealed. You'd have to be pretty determined to get down there now, from what I understand. I believe, due to the structural safety, the council ordered the entrances all closed.
Yeah, we heard that.
It's a shame, really. I'm told it's architectural wonderment down there, and from what I've seen of the lower layers of the building, it's to be believed.
Yeah, and we were curious if perhaps we could solve these architectural issues, but we're looking into options and access points.
Well,
But,
we've certainly got plenty of books on the matter.
if you could point us in the right direction, that would be very helpful.
Certainly. Sort of rolls up his paper and says, "Is that will that be all?"
I look at the others.
I think so.
Just a little nod.
Well, did you not want the black ziggurat as well?
I guess. Well, I'm kind of leaving that for afterwards if we have spare time.
Okay.
Although, I guess I might as well ask. Well, after we've acquired these books, I was also looking. I'm also looking into something called the Black Ziggurat. Like I don't know much about it, but it seemed very important to someone I know.
Okay. He sort of furrows his brow and says, I'm afraid I'm not familiar with that.
Oh.
I can look it up in the reference if you'd give me a little while.
Well, we will be here for quite some time, probably. So
I'll come and find you if I find anything.
would be much appreciated.
Well, so you head down that way. You'll find some books on the history of the catacombs. If you want anything more, I believe actually some of it is downstairs. Though of course you'll need somebody to endorse you to go in.
We will use the easy accessible materials first, and then if it doesn't suffice, then we will attempt to find someone who can help us out.
Okay, cool. Make me an investigation check as you find your way to these shelves on basically like the history of the architecture beneath Mardan.
And let us help him.
Yes, you can help him.
Oh, now.
Okie dokie.
Wow.
Library.
Nailed it.
So,
The library has everything.
Yup.
you find another set of similar like architectural plans, but this seems to they basically seem to have been taken of the catacombs before a large portion of the upper city was built. Like it ends on the layer you're currently on, which implies it was made quite some time ago. And you actually get a fairly good grasp of like how deep this thing goes. This thing must go, like it would take you maybe like to travel directly from the surface down, it would probably take you like a day alone. Like when you guys travel down into the caves of the Underdark, you traveled for less time than it would take to reach the bottom of these catacombs. Like, these things go deep. The critical thing you do find, however, is there is amongst the number of texts that you unearth, there is a text that mentions a number of tombs of significant figures who are that exist down in the catacombs. Amongst which is a figure whose name you recognise, Jasmal Pashar.
Oh.
And she is on the, according to this diagram, the 5th layer, which would make it the 6th or 7th layer based on the current strata of the city. So you'd have to go down 6 or 7 layers to get to where the tomb is.
Seventh layer.
I suppose with an architectural plan, it's the 6th layer.
Oh, okay.
Nice. Because what you can see is the entrance is on the 6th layer, but the tomb itself is multi-layered.
Okay.
Fancy.
Yeah, it basically spans two strata of the thing.
Okay, that is very helpful.
Indeed it is.
Um,
As you finish discovering this, the on-duty librarian comes to you, and he says, I believe I have located this information about this black ziggurat that you mentioned. I'm afraid it's not more than just sort of I've identified it as a terminology that's used in a couple of texts. They also are all in the restricted archives downstairs.
Interesting. Well, for those, I'm definitely interested to see if I can get access to them. But I assume, who would I be best off talking to?
You'd need a high-ranking member of any of the religious orders in charge of maintaining this archive.
The Order of Torm helps with this, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Yes, they are one of the benefactors, along with the Church of Palor. They are the two primary benefactors.
I think I can. I think I can find someone then who might be able to help me out. Thank you for assisting us.
Okay, no problem. So, what are you going to do?
There is one last thing that I thought of. Are there any access points on the map, like on the catacombs map, that weren't on the what's it called map? The map he showed us of the.
As it is an older map, the entrances that on this architectural plan that are not on the other architectural plan are submerged beneath the desert now.
Oh, okay. That is not going to be very useful. Well, that was it. So, what do you guys think? At least
I'm not
we've
sure
been
if
able.
I'm not sure if we're able to sort of convince everybody that we can access the catacombs from here. Although I would be able to help them with the structural issues because I have my magic a little bit.
Perhaps if we, there's a way we could approach this. Perhaps if we can solve the case or get closer to solving the Adaya case for your associates, looking at Vondal, perhaps he could help us gain access through more legitimate means.
Your friend the Paladin can definitely get you into the lower archives. He definitely has clearance to do that. Honestly, if Vondal wanted, Vondal could probably push for it, but if you go and get Rarai's signature, they will just be like, yeah, sure, whatever.
I think I kind of want to get that for the Black Cigarette anyway, if he doesn't mind.
Well, he's shit out of luck if he doesn't, because he needs your help. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's kind of this standoff of like we both need each other.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
yeah,
so there's
I mean,
no
I'm sure he
problem.
won't mind signing a piece of paper so you can solve his much bigger problem.
that is also true.
I'm not sure this is connected to his problem, right? Or is it?
It might actually be connected because, well, actually, the real thing he was worried about.
This is Crolestro and the Dread Legion, so.
Yeah, well, actually, the real thing we needed to solve for him was the Yuanti, but he thought the Yuanti was the council. But they
Yeah,
seem
because
separate.
you haven't. Did you go back and tell him that? I can't remember.
Not yet, I think.
No.
Well, the only thing that connects the Yuan-Ti and the council is the fact that the investigation thing was suppressed. That's all we
Yes.
know about that.
And you haven't worked out why yet.
Like, maybe some Yuanti is like paying off the council with valuable artifacts, because they can
Maybe.
easily roam around in the Forbidden City. But that is something we will. This is all still speculation.
Yep. Alright.
I would suggest we go talk to our friend the Paladin.
Yeah, you could definitely do that, because that would also be on the way for Vondal to go and do his snooping on people.
Awesome.
Nice.
So he could split off and do that, and then you guys could come back.
Cool. Let's do that then.
Quick question, because considering how Jayla's just going to be sitting here otherwise, do we happen to run into Kelariis?
No,
Okay.
this is happening simultaneously to the stuff that's happening at the hospital.
Okay. That is fine.
Don't worry, we can cut between the scenes when there's moments.
It's okay. I'm fine as well listening.
Okay. Well, guess the question now is: do we have any luck with the tech person? Or
Well, you're gonna go and talk to Raurai first.
Oh, okay. Oh, other way around. Okay.
Yes.
I thought it was like on the way there, but no.
No.
It's- Okay.
You go and talk to Raurai, get the signature, then the two of you split, or the two teams split.
Cool.
Vondal, would you mind taking the wheel on this one? I feel like you are slightly more, well, slightly closer to this man than we are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can see the necessity.
So, you find Raurai easy enough. He's in the same place he always is. It's almost as if it's his job. And yeah, so he is praying. You take him aside. He has a conversation with you. I presume you catch him up with everything.
Yeah.
Okay. As you catch him up, he seems bemused, and he's like, I could have sworn the two were connected, but Callis is up to something, this still concerns me.
It is all still concerning information, and honestly, the lack of a connection we've so far discovered honestly makes it more concerning.
Yes. I've never heard of a
So
man
much.
who can turn aside the power granted by a god. That is the thing that concerns me the most.
Indeed.
Still, what is it that you need of me?
In order to further our inquiries, we need access to restricted areas of the archives,
Ah, so you need a signature.
if that would be possible.
Yes, I can do that. In fact, give me just a moment. And he disappears out of the temple. Wow, okay. So, I was going to roll him a persuasion check to persuade his master to sign it instead, so that you can go anywhere you want in the archives. He got a natural 20 on his persuasion check,
Fuck yeah!
and he has +4 because he's a paladin, so...
Alright, you got.
Nice.
So yeah, with a persuasion check of 24, he comes back with the signature of the master of his order, and says, "This should get you anywhere you want to go in the archives."
Excellent. Thank you for your assistance.
Thank you for yours. So, the two of you split. Or two groups of you split.
I guess.
Okay. Vondal, locate person doesn't have a save, does it?
I don't believe so.
Because otherwise this just works. Or locate creature, rather.
No, there is
No.
no save.
Okay.
It's just, it happens, and if they're polymorphed, it doesn't.
Yes. And if there's 10 feet of running water between you, it doesn't work.
That's so very specific.
Yes.
If they're polymorphed, and if there's 10 feet of running water.
There's a specific reason for that, and I know why the specific reason is for that. Well, no, I say I know. I remember there being a specific reason that it's something to do with, like, actual, in real life mythology of divination, which is super cool. And that's the reason it's specifically in there.
I'll look it up.
But anyway, so you cast Locate Creature. He is definitely in the council chamber.
Oh shit.
Excellent. Can I potentially find a different room to temporarily book?
Yes. As you're by
If you
your
have to book a room, aren't you still in the temple?
No, he's walked to the palace. You could walk back to the temple and do it in the private room in the temple that.
Oh, well, that
Right.
might be too long then.
It's less far away than the Eye of Valhalla is.
Fair enough then.
But you presume the council meeting will last long enough for you to be able to go away and scry.
Yeah, I'll probably
So
do
yeah, you walk back. The other two of you, you arrive back at the archive, and presumably you're just going to ask to go down.
Yes.
Yeah. The librarian on duty is like, oh, with that signature, certainly, I can direct you to exactly what it is that you need to gain access to.
Nice.
Yes.
Always feels good.
Okay. So, you are led down 2 levels to the second level of the archive vaults, where I would like you to make an investigation check, which one of you can do and one of you can help.
Woohoo! Oh wait, I'm still on the wrong page. There we go.
Okay.
Not a natural 20, but it's definitely up
It's good enough. Okay, so you are looking for information on the Black Ziggurat, yes?
there. Yes.
Okay. So, as the two of you pore over books, you begin researching the Black Ziggurat. And from the information that is presented to you, the concept of this Black Ziggurat sends a chill down your spines.
Huh?
Because the Black Ziggurat is described as being a nexus to the worship of the Lord of Madness.
Okay, that is not good.
Not good.
Okay.
Yeah.
With a 25, you find reference to a specific thing that is supposed to basically, apparently, at the in the main ritual chamber in the Black Ziggurat, there is a basically a ritual chamber with a central dais designed to fit an artifact of legendary power that nobody has seen, or if they have seen it, nobody that has seen it has remained sane. Because the only stories of it are from cultists and madmen. And it is an item called the Weeping Hexagram.
I hope you're writing this down, Mini.
Yeah, I am, but I'm probably gonna re-listen to this.
Okay.
Yes.
The weeping
Yes.
hexagram.
There is an artifact called the Weeping Hexagram that was said to be able to bind beings of great beings of power from the negative energy planes.
It's okay, so it can bind. Oh wait, that sounds like an awfully like the artifact they might have wanted to use for the Black Legion or Dread Legion.
It does. Okay.
Yeah, because there was that one where they were trying to bind a thing to their will, but they didn't say whether they could succeed or not.
Wait, it binds
Wait.
surface from the what plane? did you
Negative
say?
energy planes.
Negative energy. Okay.
What are both of your passive perceptions?
Mine is 19.
Yours is 19.
Mine is 9.
Yours is 9. Okay. So, Grim, as you're finding this out, you put down the text that you're reading, and you're sort of remembering this. You're like, right, I need to find more about this, and you dash off into the stacks. V, you're sitting at the table reading this book as a shadow falls over you.
What? Okay.
You turn, expecting to see somebody standing behind you. As you turn, you all of a sudden, actually, before you even turn, there is like sort of like a musty scent that hits your nose. It's kind of hard to distinguish in this like underground room full of old books, but your honed sort of observant senses notice that it's like, hang on, something's not right. And then a shadow falls over you, and as you turn, standing behind you, wrapped in ancient linen bandages and adorned with ritualistic charms and finery is a rotting corpse.
What?
And I'm gonna need you to roll initiative.
Oh!
Both of us?
Yeah, I will drag your tokens out onto the thing because I don't have a battle map for this, so we'll do theater of the mind.
Oh boy.
That's not.
So characters V and Grim.
There we are.
We're in the city.
And I will, from my planning notes.
Oh, wow.
Oh, did I
I'm
not?
not gonna get
Hang on.
for a while anyway.
This is concerning.
Oh, I apparently did not prepare a portrait for this mummy, so that's a mistake on my part. But that's fine, because only I need to know what its initiative is. Okay.
A two-man initiative order.
Uh,
That's fine.
Yep. It's pretty great. Oh, I don't want to like.
oops, I didn't.
I don't do anything crazy in here because I don't want to like ruin the library.
Okay, so because you did not detect it, Grim, this counts as a surprise round, so you do not get to act in the first round.
Yes, that makes sense.
And let's change the music to one of my new tracks.
Oh no.
Let's do this one. That's a bit loud.
Oh,
Holy
Jeez, okay.
shit!
This is Pillars of Eternity. Okay, so the oh, what the frick? Oh, I know what I've done. Hang on. Yeah, I've made a critical mistake.
The mummy sped up.
Yes, I added a round calculation to its initiative, which gave it multiplicative
Oh.
thing. So sort descending, it gets its turn. Okay. As you basically turn and see the visage of this horrifying creature, I need you to make me a wisdom saving throw.
Oh. Okay.
Okay. You are shocked by this creature appearing behind you, especially with the way that it moved so noiselessly. That didn't loop at all, so I'm just going to play a different track and loop that one. Yeah, you avoid being struck by fear by this creature. But it lashes out at you with basically the bandages are beginning to fall away from its hands because it's obviously not designed to move around while it's in the bandages. And its nails have grown to an extended length, to the point where they've basically deformed and ripped through the bandages. And it attempts to strike you with its fist and talons.
Great.
Oh my god. Okay, it hits you quite hard.
Oh
Nice.
no.
Okay, so you take 14 bludgeoning damage and 18 necrotic.
What?
Oh.
I need you to make me a Constitution saving throw.
Okay. It's fine. That's good.
Okay,
That legit- Oh yeah, that's good.
so it strikes you it gouges into you, and you feel something enter your bloodstream. But it's as you feel it, it doesn't feel like poison. You've become you're the way your magic works, you're familiar with poison at this point. This feels like magic. Dark magic.
Oh.
And yeah, it leaves you with a massive like bleeding gash across your torso. It is now your turn.
Fuck. Okay. 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 I'm gonna cast haste on myself.
Okay.
Um.
You are within 5 feet of this creature, by the way, just for
Yes. So
points of reference.
I cast haste on myself. I use my additional action that I already have.
Yep.
To disengage and then run
Okay.
60 feet.
Okay.
And just shout, Grim!
Okay, you zoom off into the stacks. Grim, you hear this. It is now your turn, I believe.
Well, I am gonna shout for guards.
Okay.
Don't know if anything happens, but
Well,
I will,
it would possibly will.
but I will start running towards the sound.
Okay. Yeah, you have 25 feet of movement, right?
Yes.
Okay, so you make it around the corner of the stacks, and basically the mummy is 10 feet away from you. It's also on the other side of a table.
I guess I'm gonna. I have to. I'm gonna dash so I get like in between the mummy and V.
Okay. Well, V is 60 feet away now. Like you come around the corner and you can't even see V.
Oh, that is
Fuck, you
true.
liked it, buddy.
I guess I will hold my action, and I will attack him if he.
If he comes into range.
Yeah, if he comes into range.
Okay. What weapon have you drawn? Out of curiosity.
I will draw the Morning Star. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, that would be my default.
Okay. The creature like turns towards you, like in a it seems to become aware of you, and then its head snaps towards you, and the rest of its body sort of follows after it, and it staggers towards you. It seems to take a lot of effort for it to just move its body at a decent speed. But yeah, it basically runs, quote unquote, around the table, in a distance that you would probably be able to cover in a respectable time. It lumbers towards you, and it only just makes it to you as its turn ends. So make a swing.
Oh yes. Well, that's not good.
Nope. You swing at the creature, and it you impact it in the side of the torso, but it just does nothing.
Oh, that's not good.
Okay. V, you are 60 feet away from it, hiding at the back of a stack of books.
Okay. Yeah. Can I just call back out to Grim? Don't call for the guards. It's gonna be too dangerous for them. That thing has very dark magic.
Okay. Kind of already done it, but
Yeah. Look, it's too late anyway. So, first of all, I would like to action cast Frostbite.
okay.
Oh.
So,
It's a con save, right?
I believe so. Yes.
Okay. 13.
13. That fails.
Okay.
So we are not 11 fails. So it takes 2d6 cold damage. Not very good. But it has advantage on the next weapon attack roll it makes
Okay.
before the end of its next turn.
Okay.
And then I'm going to quicken just a fucking barrage of magic missiles.
Okay.
I don't really have anything else I can really reliably do to it.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, you don't want to AoE the library.
Yeah, that's kind of my issue here.
Okay.
Nice.
So that is 25.
That's a good high-level cast.
Okay. Grim, it's your turn.
considering how slow it is, I feel like I'm best off backing off, actually. Question is, how do I do it? I'm just gonna see if I can actually use this on myself. No, only one of my comrades. Never mind.
Yeah, friendly creature, not you.
Just yell at yourself.
You know what? I'm gonna, considering how it's partially frozen. I'm gonna just attack.
Yep. Okay, that's a hit.
Okay. Well, let's see what happens.
Okay. You hit it. It really doesn't seem bothered by your mundane attacks.
Why was I worried about that? Well, considering it doesn't seem bothered, I will use my bonus action to push it away.
Okay. Bam.
On athletics.
Never mind.
Maybe I won't push it away.
Oh,
Well, it's a contested roll, yeah?
Yes, it is.
It passes.
I guess I can also do a shove instead of a regular attack.
Okay.
I will try.
It fails.
Nice.
So you're pushing it 10 feet away, or you're knocking it prone?
Shove is only pushing, I believe.
No, you can choose.
Yes. We also have to remember Jeremy Crawford's changed the way this works. So technically, this would have been your bonus action because you can only do it like.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you have. Oh no. Yeah, because you did attack in the first one. Yes.
Yes.
So yeah, you have to attack at least once. Yeah, that's the ruling.
Yeah.
So yeah, he fails. You're knocking him 10 feet backwards or prone?
I'm knocking him 10 feet back.
Okay. It gets knocked 10 feet backwards.
And I am gonna back off.
Okay. Full movement?
Half movement. I'm
Half
gonna
movement.
I'm gonna go 20 feet.
20 feet,
away
okay.
from it total.
Okay. Yeah, it attempts to lumber towards you again. It makes it to you at the end of the round. End of its turn. V.
Oh, I could do a thing, but it's really gonna suck for me for.
Oh, wait.
What?
I realised that Mummy is going to do something slightly different, actually, because it hasn't used this on Grim yet. So, Grim, can you make me a Wisdom saving throw? It is a magic effect.
Well, I would like to say no, but I don't think I have a choice.
Well,
So you have advantage on this because it's a magic
Yes.
effect?
If it's magic, I have advantage.
Okay. So you'll be pleased to know that passes. So yeah, basically the same thing happens. Same thing I just described happens.
Okay.
It is now V's turn. Except now it is 10 feet away from you instead of directly in your face.
Okay.
Okay. Well, this is really gonna suck for me, but I think it's the best course of action for now.
Okay.
I'm gonna run towards Grim again, touch him on the shoulder, and cast Dragon's Breath. Enjoy.
Oh, okay. So
But that's massive AoE.
It's not massive.
it's not super huge.
It's not massive, and
lot.
it gives you a magical attack, but it is
that
because
is
it is
true.
concentration.
Well, also, what element are you using?
Good question. You know what?
Do you want to make me an intelligence roll? Just a flat intelligence.
I feel like fire is gonna be the best part because it's made out of bandages and it's a mummy, but
also that you're in a library.
Okay.
But I'm in a library, so you know what? I'm gonna give you lightning.
Okay.
Okay. But that seems the safest of books, at least.
That does seem pretty safe. Also, I'm gonna
Mhm.
cast this for you on 4th level.
Okay. So the second you do this, a wave of lethargy takes
Yep, I
takes you
know.
over. Oh wait, yeah, you rolled the description already, didn't you? So I can.
Yep. So that's at 4th level. So
Can't
it's-
move or take actions. Yeah, because I originally got this wrong because I thought this stunned you, but it just functionally stuns you. It doesn't give you the stunned condition,
Yep. Okay.
which is
so,
important.
if you attack with that Grim, you get 5d6 lightning damage. Go.
Okay.
Okay. It is now your turn.
Is there a way I can line up, like, because I assume lightning is it a cone still, or is it a line?
I think it's always a code.
Yeah,
It's
it's always
always
a
a cone with this. It's only dragon breath that changes.
Is there any way I can avoid hitting books?
Yes.
Because I will stand wherever I can, like, avoid hitting anything of value. Basically.
Yeah. Basically, if you get right up in the mummy's face, the only thing you'll hit is the table.
Do it.
I will do it.
Okay.
I feel like I have to.
Okay. You run up. Bwah! Now you know how Kelariis feels.
I was gonna say, Kelariis would be so proud right now.
Except
Can
he's
you
doing more
imagine, like-
damage than you.
Yeah, way
Hey.
more damage.
Yeah,
How
he's,
much
he's
was
doing
it?
like an extra d6.
It's at
Yeah, but I can do it all the time. Well, once a day.
Yeah, once a day. He
Fi-
can do it
5d6.
more than one time.
Uh, Oh, it's a dex saving thing. What's your thing, V?
Mine. Shit, I closed my character sheet like a dumbass.
Yeah, don't worry, I do that all the time.
15.
Okay, it fails. So it takes full damage.
Oof,
That's
that's
a
not a good
lot.
roll.
Okay.
Mm.
It's me,
Not
king
ideal.
of damage dice. Don't you know?
Okay.
Don't you know?
Oops. I almost accidentally gave the mummy 123 health.
Fuck.
Don't do that.
Please,
Hmm.
no.
Okay. Oh wait, did you want to do anything else? Because that was your action. That was your action.
I don't think I have no, I don't have a good bonus action that I can do.
Yeah, because you didn't take the attack action, so you can't use Shield Master.
Yep.
Okay. You are now up in its face, so it is just going to like flail at you. 7. I'm assuming that doesn't hit you.
Nope.
V, you lose your turn.
Correct.
Grim.
Well, I guess I can do it again, can't I?
It's you have 10 turns of this.
Yeah, until the spell ends. Yeah.
Yep. Well,
Well.
more lightning. I'm just gonna barf more lightning.
Unlimited power. Okay.
That's
Oh,
fair.
it passes its dex saving throw this time.
Gimme.
Well.
Still take
Oh.
still takes half. Still takes
Yeah.
half.
It like as it sort of swings, like it watches you rear back for this again, and unlike other undead you've seen before, this seems to have like a fragment of intelligence to it. And it swings itself like quite cumbrously underneath the effect. It still gets caught by arcing lightning, but it does seem to be learning.
There's one thing I'm gonna do. I'm gonna activate my big belt.
Okay.
Just in case I need to shove it again or something.
Also, you know what's funny?
Is that an
Quite
action
nice
to
to
do
have.
though?
Wait,
No,
is
you know
that an
what's-
action?
I believe it's an action to activate.
Minnie, you know
Yes.
what's super funny? If you action search, you can lightning breath again.
Oh, that.
Oh,
You
that's
could.
true.
Oh my god.
It
good.
doesn't actually specify. It just says you can activate it once per day. But I will go with it whatever you choose.
Well, it is functionally the spell enlarge, so it's whatever the cast time of enlarge is.
Probably.
One action,
Yeah,
yes.
probably an action.
I think I fucked that up before. I think I gave it to you for free, but it should be an action.
Okay. Well, actually, I kind of want to do the double lightning breath now that it's mentioned.
Mm.
Just extra.
Okay.
buffing.
Yep. Okay. Cool. So, like you go, "Blah," and it ducks under it, and then you're just like, oh no, you don't. Boom! And then like it tries to move out of the way of this one, and it sort of does, except the lightning just sort of like arcs up off the table and like bounces like across it, and it the bandages around it catch fire, and it grabs at its arms to sort of like try and extinguish the fire on its arms, but it just spreads the fire more, and it collapses into
my
a pile of
God.
ash.
Nice.
The lightning.
As you do so, 12 seconds later, 2 guards armed with scimitars and shields come charging down the stairs.
It has been resolved. Like, is there anything remain? Are there any remains?
Yeah, like they're it's still a mummy underneath. So it's like it's basically like there's ancient bones and like rotted, seared flesh like on the floor. Like it stinks in here.
I will close the book just in case. If we have any open books still laying there, I will shut them as the guards are coming down, just to make sure nothing similar happens.
Oh right, okay, yeah. You go and close the book. The guards are basically like, "What in the hells was that?"
That is something I would like to know as well.
How did it get in here?
I don't know. I was just reading the book and I just turned around and it was suddenly attacking me. It really hurts, by the way.
Yeah, you're still sort of like bleeding from an open wound.
I could use my healer's kit to help you out a little. I can't actually heal you.
Okay.
I can just.
Yeah, you can RP apply bandages. I'll let you do that.
You know what? I'll just also eat my berries.
Oh yeah, you just get 10 health back.
I like to think they just grow in your fingertips and you just just eat
Yeah,
them off the tips.
like hula hoops.
No.
So, two of you roll me a perception check.
Okay. As perceptive as ever.
Okay,
Yep, mood.
cool. Yeah, you have no idea where this thing came from.
It just suddenly appeared behind me.
Oh. Perhaps we should. Could it be related to the book? I don't know. Is that a thing that people can? I know people can put spells on books and stuff, but
Give me an Arcana check.
summon a creature that seems
To answer your question, yes, theoretically it could. However, there would have been some noticeable effect. Like, how when you cast a spell, normally there's a visual effect except if V does things like subtle spell.
yes.
You would notice something, like the sigil would fire if it was a spell on the book. Like, there would be something noticeable.
Okay. Well, I guess the book is safe.
Okay. You sort of, you gather up the book.
I
Just pat out like a small fire on the table.
we managed to I assume the guards are still here. We managed to deal with it without damaging anything of importance. The table is a little charred, but
Yeah, they sort of like look at you and look for some like visible source of flame, and they're just sort of like, right, I see.
They have no idea that you just breathe lightning.
Thank you for your restraint.
Yes. Well, thank you for your response. I think it's fortunate that you didn't arrive in time, because this thing did not actually respond to physical attacks. So,
Right. Well,
you might want to inform whomever, whomever you have to inform that some protection of magical in nature might be required to keep this safe.
What was it?
Do we know that in character?
Give me a nature check. The difficulty of this is probably not very high.
Both of us, or
V's will do. It was definitely undead.
Yeah, it was an undead.
They sort of look at each other and they're like, "Yeah, we'll notify a cleric."
much appreciated. And if it isn't too much trouble, I would recommend just checking if there's an entrance, but that might be obvious. An obvious,
Well, Maybe we could have a look around to see if there's an entrance.
Actually, that might not be a bad idea, since at least
You-
we know how to deal with it.
You head to the back of the stacks from where it appeared to have come from. And basically in the shadows, there's much like the door you came down to get to this second level, there is a door down to the third level, which is the final unsealed level. The door is open.
Oh fuck.
Wow. We might have to move up our schedule on the catacombs.
Yeah.
Do you go down
Can you-
down to the third level?
Can you see anything in there, Grim? I can't see shit. It's dark.
It's
It actually isn't dark. The
It's not dark.
the third level is lit by actually I should have said this when you first came in here. Basically all of the levels down here are lit by torches, but nobody lit them when you came down, and they're just burning. And from I won't make you roll for it, but from a cursory evaluation, this is the not conjure flame, whatever the permanent flame spell is.
yeah.
Right.
I know.
Continual flame.
Continual flame. Yeah, this is the spell continual flame.
Okay. Well.
Wait,
mean, I'm
the
still
third
pretty-
level.
Still
Yep.
pretty hurt. If something else is down there, I don't.
I
I don't mind
just want,
going down there. You should probably go in the front a lot.
before
back.
we decide anything, the third level of that was not the actual.
No,
was that the
that's
actual
that's
thing?
still archives.
That is just the
That
even
was-
more dangerous archives.
Well, it's not categorized by levels of dangerous. It's just
Okay.
It's categorized
Okay.
by levels of old.
Well, we should perhaps we should wait for some assistance. Well, I can take like a peek if there's any immediate threats, but
yeah, you take a peek downstairs. Give me a perception check.
Can I also have a look?
Yeah.
Why
No
would you
one can
laugh?
see anything this session.
The room appears to be empty.
Well, that's at least a little bit relieving, I guess.
Is it the fact that it came out of nothing?
Well, we didn't look in here before. Maybe it was here all along.
The guards are sort of like, there shouldn't be anything down there. It's
Like, what is the last time that somebody went down here?
couple of weeks ago.
Hmm.
It was definitely empty then.
Okay. I guess
there-
we do.
Okay.
Yep.
Can I do a quick sweep of that room to see if there's any entrance to that room in there?
Okay, you walk
Is there like
a walk around the room. You get halfway around the room. There is a heavy metal door that quite clearly at some point was this is obviously the sealed door that they talked about.
Yeah.
Like the one that was locked and threw away the key. You find the door open and the padlock halfway across the room.
Okay, I don't really know how to explain this, but I just want V to just sort of like arms outstretched, like look at this shit.
So
That is-
something burst through this door from the other side with considerable force.
Okay. The tomb has just so it's come out of the catacombs.
Okay, yeah, I think this definitely just moved up on our to-do list.
The other stuff is bad, but I think having the city overrun by those things is going to be even worse.
Okay.
But I don't even know what they're going to do.
With that revelation, we're going to cut back to the hospital. Kelariis.
Uh-huh.
So, you are led by one of the, I guess they're orderlies, the not doctors. They don't really have like sort of like doctors and nurses and orderlies. It isn't that sort of organized, but there are helpers who are not doctors, and one of those leads you towards the mortuary. I'd like you to make me a perception check as you do so. Holy shit.
Never mind. We
Okay.
can do this episode now.
So,
I can see things situationally, and that's it.
to your curiosity, as you are walking, you pass a hallway with a number of placards along it that seem to be the names of doctors and their qualifications as you walk past. There is also a large shield plaque in the center of the wall that basically says in common, without our many benefactors, this healthcare project would not be possible. And then it lists a whole bunch of names. The last name on the placard stands out to you, because the last name on the placard is Arya.
Okay. That's suspicious as fuck.
Yes, it is. So, you continue to follow the orderly. He leads you down into the mortuary, which is below sort of street level because it's cool down there. Yeah, and you are led into a cold mortuary where the best way to describe him would be antsy. There is a man there who's he is wearing sort of like very dark clothing that is quite clearly meant to be sort of like it's like almost like Undertaker garb, but more practical. And he looks incredibly nervous as you enter, and he jumps at like the sound of you guys coming in. And he says, "Oh goodness! Oh, you mustn't sneak up on people like that."
Did we really?
No.
I was gonna say, am I not wearing plate armor?
No, like he, unless he was severely distracted, or he's just very, very jumpy.
Everything okay?
Oh, yes, I think so. Can I help you?
Yes. I was actually looking to arrange the burial of somebody who recently passed away here under the hospital's care. His was Equality.
Would you like to roll me an insight check?
Oh yeah.
Okay. There is a look in his eyes that can literally only be described as, "Oh shit."
This is what I was worried about.
Okay. And he starts to go, do you have the right documents?
I don't. I'm assuming I don't have any documents. So
No. But you also weren't told that you needed any.
Yes, I was gonna say I don't think I needed any. I wasn't aware I needed any documents.
Oh well, I'm afraid I can't let you see it. Not without the proper documentation. Just wouldn't be proper procedure.
The doctor gave me permission. I as a player do not remember her name because I think I wrote it down wrong.
Yeah, Dr. Marilla Althassiri. You would be forgiven for getting this wrong.
Yeah. That down quickly. Because I wrote it down wrong, and I was like, that's definitely not how it's written. So, yeah. Dr. Marilla gave me permission to see the body and have it seen too.
Okay. He just sort of looks at you, stammers for a couple of seconds, and goes, it's not here.
Excuse me?
It's not here. It's being cleaned.
I'm gonna insight that, even though I don't think I really.
I mean, you don't really need to.
Yeah, I was just like insight that. Quote unquote. I did air quotes, but
Yes.
I give him a look of like, stop bullshitting me. I'm not a fool. Probably shouldn't make him more nervous, but oh well.
Okay, no, he sort of looks at you and is sort of like, yes, you'll have to come back.
I'm sorry. I was told that his body would be down here and that I could see it today. And now you're telling me that it's not here. I'd like an explanation for that.
Okay. Do you want to give me an intimidate check?
Sure. Funny story, I'm not actually proficient in intimidation.
Okay.
That's fair.
Yeah. So, as like he's sort of you're starting to get a handle on him now, and he's quite clearly sort of, there's something ticking in his head that he's trying to think of how to bullshit you next. When basically two people like walk out from a side chamber, dressed in very similar clothes, and he basically he turns to them and says, yes, you gentlemen, you can back me up on this. The body, the tiefling, he's not here. And they sort of look at him, and they're like, yeah, yep, it's long gone.
What do you mean it's long gone? I was told his body would be.
Okay. Make me a perception check with advantage.
Okay.
Okay. The guy, without skipping a beat, says, "Oh, taken by the next of kin." At which point you look at the guy who you were talking to before, and he is frantically making like the hands across neck, like no, no gesture.
Oh my god. I'm sorry. So the person who brought me down here, are they still here? Or
No, he's gone.
Kinda...
They took you to the top of the stairs and told you to go down.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I was just curious as in terms of like figuring out who was still here.
Yeah, you are alone with these gentlemen.
I mean, I'm not gonna do anything crazy. I don't terrorize random citizens. Random citizen. Alright, look. I came in with this boy's brother. We are taking care of this, and I want to know where the body is or where it's gone. And I ask very kindly that you tell me now.
Okay. Can you make me a dexterity check?
Oh boy. What? Dexterity check and not save.
Just a check, yes. Okay. I'm gonna contest that.
This guy's gonna fucking bolt.
3. Okay, so the two of them who walked into the room bolt. The third guy tries to do the same thing, but you grab him.
Yeah. Sorry, and this is the guy that like I talked to from the beginning.
Yeah, this is the guy who was talking to you to start with.
Okay.
What do you do?
I want to know. Yeah. I want to know what is going on.
Okay.
Because I was told that there was a body here, and it's not, apparent. Or you're telling me it's not here. And I want to know what has happened.
Okay. You are incredibly surprised when, like, he's looking at you with a look of genuine terror on his face. All of a sudden, his eyes turn black, and he shapeshifts into a rat.
What?
Get him! Get him! Are you still holding on to it?
Well,
Yeah,
I guess make me a grapple check. So I guess you can use strength for this.
okay, is that
Sorry, athletics for this.
athletics? Okay.
And he's going to use his acrobatics to try and get away. Nope. Okay, so he shapeshifts into a rat. Actually, I need to double check something because I'm not sure if it's rat or giant rat.
That's two very different
That's
things.
that is very different things.
I also have a lot of questions.
Oh, okay. In that case, he doesn't transform into a rat. He transforms into a rat-humanoid hybrid and attempts to escape from you. He still fails.
Okay,
Uh,
that's new.
Yeah, so when he transforms, attempts to wriggle away from you, you grip him tighter despite the surprise. He squeals at you very loudly and is going to attempt to bite you. I'm going to need you to roll me initiative.
Oh my god.
Okay.
So, actually, I can go to... this is actually not the thing. But it would technically be the same size room. So I'm going
okay.
to... okay, so... Actually, you know what? We don't even need to go here yet. Because this is literally just a one-on-one right now.
Right.
Oh, I'll drag you onto the scene anyway, because you need to do it for the initiative order. And I'll clear the turn order.
Well, like if you just both know the initiative, like it's one after the other over and over.
Yeah, but it just makes it easier to track.
I also, yeah. So the other two just ran off.
The other two scarpered. Okay.
Back it off.
I love how we're just doing all of these plot threads at the same time.
Yeah.
This is fine.
I'm very happy that you just decided to like wander off like individually to do this. It makes me so happy.
Yeah, I was like, you must be having a blast with this.
I'm having a blast. Okay.
Right.
Okay, so yeah, he's gonna attempt to bite you.
Okay.
What the frick is happening with this character sheet? I'm going to close it and reopen it because it's bugging out. Okay, there we go. Bite. 13 does not hit you, correct?
No.
Okay.
Does not.
So yeah, it fails at that. It can't make its other attack because it doesn't have any of its weapons. So I guess it's just going to try and like punch you with its other attack. 13.
No.
No. Okay.
He's not having a great time.
Yeah. So he's just like struggling at you. He tries to like bite your arm. He just like hits the plate mail. What do you do?
Man, I just want answers. Like, I don't want to super
Wait,
hurt them.
You've got ways of
Grapple him!
doing that.
I know. I'm trying to
Grapple
think of
him, Hall's person!
Well, no, I'm trying to think if I want to go straight to the very extreme option, or if I want to actually try to like knock some sense into him.
Yeah.
Honestly, she's not in a good mood right now. She's very upset right now. So I'm just gonna pull out the retribution, and I'm just gonna use the thing because honestly, I'm sick of this.
Okay.
I just want answers.
You pull the rod from like the holster you've got in the back of your armor that is also like where you store your javelins. And you like flip it over in your grasp so you're holding it normally, and then just like jab him in the ribs with the orb.
Yeah.
And you're going to use the special effect, yeah?
Yes.
Okay. This will cause some interesting effects.
Oh. does it?
Well, yes. When you appear in the crossroads, you don't see the rat man. You see the normal man.
Okay.
Yeah, so I guess that happens, and... Okay. So, what is your first question?
Okay. I'm trying to think of a... I didn't go into this with questions prepared for this, so give me one second. I'm
Okay.
trying to maximize the amount of answers I can get out of this. Where has the body gone? The missing body gone?
To which his response is, we took it as instructed. I don't know how to phrase the next part of what he said. We took it as instructed, and we left it at the drop point.
What exactly were these instructions?
What exactly were his instructions? That's a good question. Okay. Our instructions were to find bodies, people who would be easily missed.
Sorry, who would or wouldn't be easily missed?
Would be easily missed. I guess he finishes because he has to answer the full question. We'd find them and take them to a point to a place in the sewers.
That's all he says for that.
Yes.
Before
you ask your third question, I need you to make me a concentration check.
Ah, fucking shit. That's just a Constitution save, right? Or
Helena, do you know? Because I can't remember off the top of my head. What's a concentration check? Is it a Constitution save?
A Constitution save, yes.
Yes. Okay, it's a Constitution save.
It's either DC 10 or half of the damage you take.
Oh, okay, that's important. Yeah, it's DC 10.
Okay. Ew.
Okay, so you hold the concentration as you feel a sharp slicing pain, like in the side of your body.
Yeah. Okay.
You have time to ask the third question.
Okay. Who's giving these instructions?
Okay. He looks at you in the eyes, and he says, "I don't know." At which point he takes 3d6 psychic damage.
Yep.
Oh,
buddy.
yes. Okay, he takes 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 psychic damage. Okay, so yeah, he takes 10 psychic damage, the effect ends, and you are brought back into the room as one of his companions is basically like withdrawing a short sword from your armor.
Ow. That's fair.
He, however, he takes 10 psychic damage, and there is one of his companions. So I guess we should probably go back to combat music. Let's have a different track this time. That's a bit loud. So that technically finishes your turn.
Okay.
So he is stabbing you in the back. It is their turn. The guy that you are...
How much damage?
Pardon?
How much damage?
Oh, sorry, it was 3 piercing damage.
Oh, okay. That's fair.
Okay, so the guy you are holding, he is going to attempt to break out of the grapple. No. Yeah, so that is all he can do, because he can't get away from you. His comrade is going to try to stab you again with the short sword. Misses, and he's going to try again. And misses again. So like he's like trying to repeat what he did, but you've like clamped your arm down to the side, and he's just like bouncing off the plate now. It's your turn.
Okay. Well, I have somebody grappled. Can I make attacks against somebody else, or do I have to like?
No, I think you can.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, we should bear in mind that you haven't got your shield out, so you're actually 2 AC down, but he still wouldn't have hit you.
Okay, yeah, that's fair. Because I want to turn and try to hit the guy that is stabbing me,
Yep.
or attempting to stab me. But I also want to use Thunderous Smite, which like I never do.
Okay.
Like, I just straight up smite.
Okay, so make a weapon attack. That hits for sure. Okay.
Wake up the hospital.
Yeah, so boom! You hit him. He makes a strength saving throw.
Against a 14.
Yeah, he fails.
Okay.
He is blasted 10 feet away from you and knocked prone.
Okay.
And he loses quite a lot of hit points.
Yeah.
Whopping
And I want to try.
Oh wait, no, that was... I reduced his health instead of setting his health.
Oh, rip.
It's fine.
And I want to try to knock out the one that I'm holding.
Yep. Non-lethal?
Yes.
Okay.
So. Oh, that's.
I don't know if that's a hit. That is a hit.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Yeah. So you smack him in the head with like the hilt of your blade. He is reeling from the blow, but like something about his bestial constitution is keeping him conscious.
Okay, that's fine.
Is that the end of your turn?
Yes.
Okay. So the dude is going to, from being propelled backwards, he is going to jump to his feet, run towards you, and attempt to break his companion out of the grapple. Natural 1.
Oh, buddy. Oh, buddy.
Okay.
An attempt was made.
I guess his friend is going to try and break out as well. 5. Oh wait, he should be using their athletics, but that's still 2 fails. Okay, so they waste their turns squirming against you. Your turn.
Fun. Okay. I guess I'll attempt to knock out the one again, and then.
Yep.
See what goes from there.
Okay, you bring the pommel down on his skull again. Yep, he is straight out.
Okay, and then I turn to the other one.
Drop him, turn around.
Yup. Here we go. Oh wow.
That's a hit.
I'm upset right now, so I will.
Of how that's a hit on a 3.
It's
That is
fine.
it, on three.
I will smite him at first level because I'm not happy right now.
Okay. If you smite him, by the way, it will be non-lethal. It will be lethal rather than non-lethal.
I don't care about.
Okay.
I don't really care about this one. I care more about keeping one alive to question.
Yes.
Also, he stabbed me. So,
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm not pleased with him.
Cool. So yeah, you bring down the sword. It like bites into and through his collarbone into the majority of his chest. You channel the divine energy through it and like pull the blade out, and you just leave him with like a smoking hole in his torso. And
Nice.
yeah, but
Fun times.
I think he's dead.
But
cool.
yeah, just. I'm assuming he was also a rat man.
Yes,
Okay.
yes, he
Just-
shapeshifted into a rat man.
And the other one is still nowhere to be seen.
Nowhere to be seen. Yes. You estimate you have probably about 15 seconds before this room is swarming with guards.
Yeah, that's fair. Trying to think of the. Okay, I guess I will wake up with, I guess, all of 1 point of lay on hands. So you know this.
Oh yeah, okay. So you're gonna heal the rat man.
Yeah, well, because I want a fucking name, and I'm
Okay.
pissed. Like, make sure he's well held, you know.
Yeah.
When I'm doing.
Yeah,
this.
you can easily do that. He's literally
Yeah.
unconscious.
And when he's conscious,
you
I'm gonna
heal him.
ask you-
Like
Yeah.
jolt him with the healing energy, and he's just like.
Yeah. Oh, buddy. Oh, buddy, you chose the wrong person to mess
Okay.
with.
Oh, by the way, when you knocked him unconscious and when you killed the other dude, they turn back into humans.
Oh. Interesting. Okay. That's going to be interesting to explain to the guards, but
Yes.
that's fine. Okay. I will ask you one more time. Who gave you the instruction?
Make me an intimidation check, but make it with your strength modifier. So, yeah.
Oh, that was
Okay.
not much.
That is enough to succeed.
Okay.
He looks at you with a terrified look in his eyes, and he says a name, and it is exactly the name you think it's going to be.
Yep. Okay.
Oh my
Awesome.
Is it big bad in the council?
It is Idea Arcalis.
Wait, and why did he say Why did he say his name?
Because Kelariis said, "Give me a name."
A name of what?
Of the guy who
The-
told him to hide the bodies.
Yes.
So and
Bring
you're
the
sure
bodies of
Qual-
people who were easily missed.
Oh, so you're sure that Quality's dead?
Probably.
Pretty fucking.
Well, they're
Equality's
bringing
gonna
him
be one of the easiest
bodies,
ones
so
to
yes.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have
Equality's one of the
small
easiest
plot.
ones to miss.
I mean, if the guards haven't shown up. guess I can
Yeah,
just-
like a couple of seconds later, the guards come down and they've all got like weapons pointed at you, holding this like technician at arm's length.
Yeah, that's gonna be interesting.
Shit,
Yep.
they turned back into humans.
They turned
Good
back
luck
into
loading this
humans.
one.
Yeah, well.
Well, I think.
Do I know what they...
So
Oh,
carry on.
Do I know what they were? Like, does Kelariis know?
Give me a nature check, I guess.
Sure.
Okay. Difficult to tell. Like
Okay.
a shape changer of some sort.
Yeah, that's fair. On the bright side, I definitely didn't cut this guy.
Yes.
Maybe you shouldn't have murdered that
One thing I will tell you with that nature check, it didn't seem like he had any control over the shapeshifting.
Oh,
Like it seems to happen because he was frightened.
okay. That's interesting. Man, I can't wait to go to jail, guys. Shit.
So yeah, like a guards thunder down the stairs, weapons drawn. What do you do?
Please say it was self-defense.
I mean, it was. I have a fucking wound to show for it.
That's true.
Yeah. I look at the
Also,
guards and say,
That's a good point because one of the technicians has a short sword in his hand.
yeah, the one that fucking is dead.
Yes.
Exactly.
Yeah, and this one is restrained as if I'm like, hey, don't mess with. So I look at the guards as I come down and say, were you aware you had shape changers in your midst or in your hospital?
They look at you and sort of like, what do you mean?
I just wanted to set a body to rest, and what I got instead was a jab to the side by that one, and I like kind of gesture towards
Yeah.
them. That is, yeah, and no clear answers. Which, yes, that's a lie, but I'm not gonna.
Okay. Yeah, you're not gonna play your full hand. Okay, so like the dude in your hand, like seeing the guards, is like squirming in your arms, and he's just like, "Help! Help!" And the guards are kind of conflicted as to what it is that is happening right now.
Yeah, that's fair.
They see the scene in front of them, but they're definitely still just pointing weapons at you.
I mean, that's fair.
I want to sheathe your sword.
Oh, I assumed I did that.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, you could have your sword sheathed.
Yeah, because when I was questioning this guy, it's not like I was threatening him with my sword. I was just being intimidating.
Yes.
I would just like answers as to where the body is, or I guess. Well, no, I guess because she already knows that it's fucking gone.
The guards are sort of like they're holding the weapons, and like one of them is like sort of edging towards you, and he's just like, just put the man down.
If he promises not to attack me.
I'm sure he's not going to attack you.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
I guess I put him. I let him go or whatever.
Yeah,
the hell.
you let him down. Do you
I
put him
guess-
down or do you drop him? Because you're like holding
Oh.
him like up in the air.
I put him down.
Okay.
Like I'm not gonna.
Yeah,
just
you
drop
put him
I'm
down.
not-
Okay.
What's your name? I'll have a word with your superiors, I guess. Kelariis hates saying that.
You're asking the technician.
Yes.
He doesn't respond to you.
Oh, fair. Common courtesy either, I guess.
Yeah. The guards at this point are just sort of like, okay, yeah, we're gonna need you to put down your weapons as well.
Excuse me?
Like, disarm yourself.
I'm assuming that this is.
Sorry, say again?
No, sorry, my internet cut out. I had to very really quickly reconnect it, which was not great. I'm assuming they're trying to do this to like arrest me.
Yeah, they're you expect that they're about to arrest you.
Oh dear.
Look, I came here to ask where the body was so I could put it to rest, and I just defended myself. I will leave now, and I won't bring this up to anybody, and I'll go. I just wanted to put a body to rest.
The guard that's like sort of closest to you is just sort of like, don't think that's going to be possible. And he's sort of like, he's already like gesturing somebody towards like the other body, and he's just sort of like, there's a lot of questions that need to be answered. As you turn to face this guy, you notice like up the stairs behind you, like there's a crowd of onlookers like held back by one of the guards. You see Arya on the other side, who just sort of gives you a look that sort of says, "Do you need me to do something?"
I thought the look would be, what the hell, Kelariis?
I know. I was just like, is Arya mad at me?
Probably both.
Well, Arya presumes, like hearing this conversation, that like she assumes that you're in the right for doing something, and she's like, "Do I need to like get you out of there? Do we need to like pull some shenanigans?"
No, I mean, I'd like her to, but I also don't want to necessarily get every other person in trouble.
You know, he like the only thing I can suggest is that you frighten the guy because you know that turns him.
I mean, oh, the rat person.
Yes,
Yep.
the rat person.
Yeah, but I'm concerned about doing that because that'll antagonize the guards further, and like I don't want to make this a big thing. I would literally just like to leave, and I'd prefer not to leave in handcuffs of some sort. And I'd also not like.
I mean, maybe if you just like do what they say, they won't even handcuff you. Is that just me?
Are these regular city guards, or are these like weird personal hospital guards? Because that actually might make a difference with me here.
My instinct says that these are city guards.
Okay.
This hospital doesn't have enough money to hire a personal retinue.
Okay. I think how she'd do this. Don't want to leave here? Yeah, okay. If you don't believe me, bring somebody here who can prove that I'm telling the truth. And I'll wait here. Or somebody can watch me. But I will not lay down my weapons and go in.
So, you're refusing to surrender?
As much as I'm gonna regret it, yes, because... Yes. Yeah. I know that this is really bad. Like, out
Okay.
of character, I know that this is gonna probably end really badly, but Kelariis doesn't like that idea.
Yeah. So, you want them to... I want to, like, get your full intention of what it is that you're trying to do here.
She...
Are you hoping that they get someone with Zone of Truth in here?
I mean, if that's what it takes, sure. Because
'Cause-
I didn't lie. That's what happened. Well,
Yeah.
I guess not really, but... I didn't lie. Like, these are shape changers, and they did it. Technically, one of them did attack me, and that's not a lie. But I don't want to leave in chains, and Kelariis is not gonna put down weapons, but she also doesn't want to be like a fugitive in the city.
Yeah. Okay.
So she's trying to find a way to either walk out of here. Yeah, let's put it that way. She's trying to find a way to walk out of here without putting her weapons down. Like, she will go with somebody to the guardhouse, but she does not want to be under arrest. If that
Okay.
makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Make me a persuasion check.
Okay. Alright, dice, don't fuck me now.
Yeah!
Okay.
Okay.
So, you sort of... You're standing there and you're just like... You say this, and the guard like looking at you is just... He is as tense in this situation as you are.
Yeah, that's fair.
Like, you get the feeling that he has no idea what's going on here, and you're just like, okay, I'm gonna walk out of here. I'll come with you, but you're not going to arrest me. And he's just sort of like, okay, but we're gonna do this real slow.
Sure.
Okay. And I think with that, we're gonna cut to one last scene as Vondal sits in a room in a temple with Raurai. basically you have the crystal ball out. Rara is standing, like, he's not really watching you, he's just standing in front of the door to the room so that nobody else can walk in on you.
Cool.
But he is, like, as a result, standing up against the door looking directly at you as you do this.
Okay, so he's like in the room.
Okay.
Okay.
So, you're scrying on this guy.
Yes.
Yep. Okay. Okay. So, the spell completes. It goes through, it's not resisted.
Cool.
And you are in the amber domed chamber in the council hall. As you are watching this, basically there is a voice filling the room. You don't recognize the voice, but from the 10 feet you can see that there is a speaker standing in the middle of the room. Basically the man is listening to the speaker in the center of the room, and he's sort of like mid-sentence, but like he finishes the sentence that he's saying, and then he turns to the rest of the council and he says, "My fellow council members, I believe now is the time that we need to make some decisions here. Tensions have risen beyond what is acceptable. We cannot conceal this from the citizens any longer. It is my concern that these strikes and attacks are going to just simply get worse." At which point you see the figure that you recognize as Kelariis. He stands up and he says, "I am in agreement. Too long this so-called resistance has caused us grief. They are a threat to the legitimate rulership of this city. And I believe, as the Honourable Member has said, this is the time to act." Give me a Arcana check, Vondal.
That could not have sounded more menacing.
Right?
Okay.
Dogs.
It's difficult to tell through the crystal ball, but Kelariis just made a hand gesture that
It wasn't necessary.
it was a weird hand gesture to make during what he just said. And I need to check something.
Oh no.
Okay, as he says, "I suggest we begin procedures immediately."
Oh my god.
Oh no!
Oh my god.
That magical bastard.
Oh, what a fucker!
That's some mass suggestion shit. Fuck. Oh no.
Holy shit.
But yeah, no, he says, I suggest we begin procedures immediately. The
Also,
person standing next to him, yep,
mass suggestion doesn't have some magic component.
it's not mass suggestion.
Oh. Never mind then. Carry on.
Oh wait, I should actually, yeah, hold on. I should double check to see if the spell he's actually using has some magic component. Oh no, it doesn't. Okay. Oh, yeah, okay, no, in that case, it's not that you don't notice a hand gesture. He puts a weird emphasis on the word suggest. Yeah, he says, "I suggest we begin procedures immediately." At which point the guy next to him sort of stands up and says, "Yes, I agree. This has gone on too long. We must begin investigating these resistance hideouts and finding the people responsible." To which the room sort of begins to burst up in cheers of "Hear, hear! Yes, I agree." And yeah, eventually everyone in the room is in agreement. And basically they then begin to talk about procedure, about searching down and arresting members of this resistance movement. And that is all you get.
I guess when it stops, Vondal sort of turns to Raurai and goes like, "This is wow. I'm not sure what to think of this actually."
Just turn to Rara and say, "He's a god now." No, that's an arch enemy joke that nobody will get.
Yeah. Tick off your bingo cards.
Tick off your bingo cards as we wind down this session.
Oh my god.
So, 3 very suspenseful situations. I am glad.
Oh god.
Yeah.
That's as if one cliffhanger wasn't enough. Now we've got 3.
I
So,
don't think we were on a cliffhanger, me and Grim. We just sort of went,
No.
fuck.
Cliffhanger.
Well, like we were gonna have to steal that shop.
well,
because-
it ended on, I guess we're going to have to move up our schedule.
Yep.
Which
Also,
is
if
a
you
pretty
wanted me
good
to seal
cliffhanger.
that off, I still have a 5th level slot. I can just go, wall.
Anyway,
Yeah, but we want to go in there.
Yeah, but for now I can seal it off.
also it's Wall of Stone, so, like, you could just stone shape through it afterwards. But
Yeah.
anyway. Who wants to go first and tell me what it is that they have learned while I calculate some experience toward?
Honestly, I think, like, people always say this, like, don't split up the party and stuff, but I thought that super fun.
Yes. Well, also in this situation, you guys are 9th level. Like, it's not like you split up in a dungeon you knew was lethal, you split up in a city.
Yeah.
We all went on an information fetch quest,
Yes.
so to speak.
Although, ow, my hit points.
Yes.
Yeah, I was gonna say. that
Mummy's
was-
hurt.
I do. Nice.
We might need a little more prep before we go in, actually.
Yeah, I was thinking maybe a short rest, get some of my hit points back, get that action surge back that you used, Or we
Oh,
can
I
do
was-
it another...
I was more thinking like another day.
Or that,
Well, you might have to go and break Kelariis out of jail before you do anything.
Yeah!
Like, I still can't believe how chill you are about like having her go in with the guard.
I mean, it was that, or I was gonna run for it, and I figured that running for it would have been way worse.
Yeah.
Which it
Because
would.
at least this way, I can potentially find somebody who will vouch for me, maybe.
Yeah,
Or
but,
worst
like,
case scenario, I can break out of the fucking guardhouse.
See, I think it's not gonna matter like the vouching. Like if I think like if the wrong person gets wind of what happened, which they most likely will, arrangements will be made, so to speak.
Yeah!
I mean, I still have my weapons, which is better than having nothing.
I almost wish we didn't go to that town crier now.
Hey, no, this has given us so much fucking information.
It has.
And we wouldn't have
has.
Leaf without that.
That's why I said almost.
My hope is that Arya will now go and find you guys and be like, hey, we have an issue.
Guys, help.
We have a problem.
Help.
Houston, we have
Help,
a
help,
problem.
help, 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 help.
Yep.
Quite
help,
literally,
help,
because
help,
you're
help.
actually going to jail.
I thought you didn't like being in jail.
Yeah, I think casting Dragon's Breath on Grim was pretty fun.
Yes, it was.
Because I was just like, shit, that thing is good against normal attacks. Well, Grim doesn't have anything like not normal, so it's like time to
Whip
spice
out the
it up.
torch.
No, we're
Yeah.
not doing the torch thing again.
Funny fact, that would have been very effective.
Mm.
Well,
That's
I
true.
did really want.
I was thinking of giving it fire, but then I was just like, we're in a library.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The collateral probably would not have been good.
No.
I thought lightning was a pretty good sort of intermediate.
Compromise.
I would have gone for cold, but that's just me.
Yeah, but lightning's cooler and it's Kelariis.
Poison also would have been good. You can't poison books.
Yeah, but Poison
Against an
undead.
undead.
Oh, that's true. See, that's the thing, because I was just like, I could cast Blight on this fucker, but good luck doing necrotic damage to undead.
Well,
It's just a shame that I left to go do some scrying, really. Yeah, no.
Your spells are too unholy.
Yeah.
That's funny.
But yeah, I thought that was really funny. And yeah, yeah, like last session was like super, just like trying to figure shit out, and now we've actually like went kind of all over the place and yeah, found some shit out by doing. And
yes.
the scrying was pretty useful. You scryed at a good moment.
Yes, you did. Funny thing is, I actually have in my notes the prescribed schedule for the advancement of council agenda, and because this is why I needed to track the number of days it had been as well.
Yeah.
And you scried on the exact day that the note is begin procedures against the what's it called?
The resistance.
The resistance, yeah.
Also,
Honestly.
I am eventually taking Leaf home to the Grove. Because
Please.
he needs a happy home. And yeah.
Look, you already have one adopted tiefling child that you need to take care of. Do you really need another one?
Take care of you.
Yes! You're the one who keeps giving us tiefling children.
Yes.
How about we put them together in a nice place?
That sounded really sketchy the way you said that, and I don't know why.
Look, it's
That
because
wasn't
that's
just me, right?
look. That's because that's how you advertise like a nursing home or something. It's like, we'll just put them in a nice place, you know, where they're out of the way.
Oh my
Anyway.
god.
No.
Did you have anything else to say, Helena?
No, I think I'm done.
Okay, cool. You may have some experience. No, wait, that's not right. Hang on. I've done a bad math somewhere. No, I haven't. No, that is correct.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Who's next?
Sure. It was definitely an interesting session, despite the lack of. Well, I guess there was a little bit of combat, but it was like a fairly intense RP session, also, in a lot of ways. With the whole hospital interview and the whole all the book information was, and then I do have to say the not zombie, the mummy did help increase the tension.
Yes.
It was a good session. I feel like it definitely paid off, having last session being a little bit less exciting, and more information reliant or like gathering. So
Yeah.
And yeah, well, like I guess Grim also got to share a little bit of a story. Well, actually, like one of the main, probably the main plot point of his backstory.
Yes.
And
it's good that you drop that now, because if you go investigating the Black Ziggurat, things might get a little bit more interesting in that department.
Yeah. So that's going to be interesting how that works out. Yeah, and I think, as always, somehow he's a book wizard in the library.
Yep.
Sudar can't figure that shit out, but library, on point. Yeah. I'm not sure what else to say. Splitting up was definitely interesting.
Yep.
I'm still excited. I'm still very interested to see as to what is going to happen with the Black Ziggurat, because on one hand, very excited for a legendary artifact. On the other hand, not that excited because looking at it might turn you insane, and then looks at Grimm's wisdom.
Yeah, you probably shouldn't be the person to pick it up.
I should
Assuming, of
probably-
course, it's there.
True. I should go nowhere near that thing. But yes. Hype. That's it.
Cool. Yeah, take your experience. Next.
Okay, so I guess as a player, I've learnt that there is a time and a place for splitting the party.
Yes.
Sometimes it is very, very useful. 'Cause it was fun to be able to be switching around, and it is like we've obviously split the party before occasionally, and it is fun to be like, okay, you've just had a major thing, let's now cut away, and you're
Yep.
like, oh no.
Yeah.
It is good fun.
I've been taking lessons from Eric Campbell, it's fine.
It makes it very interesting. And then I guess as a character, I can't really think of much for Vondal himself. Like, it's been an interesting series of days. The pressure is on again, and jeez, I guess he's just sort of fingers crossed that they don't get into more arguments again, like in Renshire,
Hmm.
because he doesn't want a repeat of that.
I think things are a little different this time around.
They are, but it's still not great. Either way, it's going to be interesting. But I guess the main things to learn are splitting the party can be pretty good. Make sure you consider your spell list a lot, because there's some useful shit in there.
Yeah. Cool. Have your experience. Last but not least, before we close.
Well, I, as a player, have an extreme fear now of what will happen next time. But, you know, it'll play out as it plays out. I don't regret the decisions I made, except maybe as a player I regret killing the other rat man, but Kelariis was not in a good mood.
Yeah.
Didn't think about that, so shrugs, I guess. But yeah, no, splitting the party is always played up as being like a really horrible idea, but I don't think it always is.
No.
In dungeons, like in actual, like specifically dungeon situation or like similar situations, it might be a really bad idea, but I think in the city like this, it works out quite well.
Yes.
We need to quote unquote stop adopting random children that we come across, but really we're never gonna do that, so that's cool. And yeah, Kelariis is glad of the information, but kind of very displeased at the situation she's in right now, but is trying to cause as little trouble as possible while also trying to get out of it without actually being proper arrested. So we're gonna see how that goes, I guess. Hopefully that resolves nicely without me having to break out of jail.
Yep. Well, I definitely think talking down the guard in that exchange did you some favors.
Yeah, I mean, I never intended to get into a fight with any of the guards. Like, if it was gonna come down to it, she'd prefer not to have to fight her way out of a group of city guards. So, at least not these city guards.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Well, if you'd have resisted for a little bit longer, they would have definitely tried to arrest you by force. If you hadn't fought back, they would have succeeded. If you'd fought back, they probably would have lost.
Yeah. But I don't want to be like that.
Yeah.
That's not my goal. Like, yeah, I'm, you know, chaotic and I don't authority stuff, whatever, and all of that, but I also don't really necessarily want to fight the guards in this kind of situation.
Yeah.
I'll fight in the guards for other people, but not necessarily for myself like this, because I think that there's probably another way I can get out of this.
Yeah.
Kelariis probably thinks the same, but yeah. I have fear in my heart for Kelariis.
Yeah. Man, it'd really suck if you had to wait a whole extra week to find out what happened. Oh, wait.
Oh, god damn
Oh
it.
no.
That's just cruel!
Yes, because on that note, it's time to say goodnight, but we won't see you next week because we're doing a special fun one-shot Overwatch thing, which is going to be cool.
No.
Yeah. Thank you all for watching, thank you all for playing, and we'll see you all the next time that we play.
Yeah.
Yes. Goodbye.
Bye.